Alright, hi guys, welcome back. This is going to be the last video on the Heart series, on the Heart's Desire series, and we're going to talk about making a base. And I've hesitated to make this video because everybody's base is probably going to be different and should be different. And it's going to depend on a few important things, right? You want to consider, how do you want to present your heart? Do you want to present your heart like this, kind of upright with the anterior view forward? Or do you want to have it on its back like this? Or are you going to do something really wild and crazy? I don't know. But the goal of this stand is for you to have a safe place to put your heart. And I'm gonna show you a generic stand. It's not the right way to do it. It's not the only stand. I'm just gonna show you a very simple way to make a stand. And it's gonna start with a slab of clay, okay? I already have a slab of clay here, already rolled out. And I'm going to have the slab of clay be about that big around. So what I'm doing is I'm going to roll and cut. Okay, I'm going to roll and cut a trapezoid just like always. Okay, basically same idea that we've been doing with our tubes, but on a larger scale, on a thicker scale. Okay. So I'll make another truncated cone. Here I've got a trapezoid. Gonna clean up these edges a little bit. This slab is about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe almost 1/2 inch thick. It's pretty thick. Okay. And look at that shape, trapezoid. Now if I roll this up, I've got a truncated cone. This thing is way too tall. I'm gonna take this, I've got my extra clay. I'm gonna put this on top like that and trace it. Okay, so this is very similar to our cup assignment, right? It's just like making a cup, only you're turning the cup upside down. I think this is a little too big, right? Ooh, I kind of like it though. It's not bad. And what I want you to pay close attention to is while your heart is leather hard, you can press it into a slab and you can make it so it's form-fitting like that. See? And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little coil inside of the inferior vena cava. Okay? So I'll set that down and I'm going to put this together. I'll add a little water and I'm going to score this seam. Now, I just want you to learn the principles here, the ideas that are important in making a stand. You want your heart to fit inside of the stand snugly. You want it to be secure. But it should relate somehow to the texture that you put onto your heart, okay? It should make sense. Okay, I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. Ooh, so I cut this off. Ooh, if I turn it, now I've got something interesting. Yes, that is interesting. Well, I'm gonna do that again. I'm just riffing here. Turn that. Oh, see? Look, I cut that cylinder a couple times, and now I've got an interesting shape. Now what if that's my stand? Okay. This is much more interesting. Or what if I do this? There we go. Okay. Now I've got something a little unplanned, a little unexpected. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe cut this out. Just riffing here. Okay, now I did this kind of elbow joint, right? And maybe this is not quite the most elegant solution for a stand for the bottom of this, but I can play with it. Anyways, I'm getting carried away. Back to the main idea. Your heart should fit into like a little pocket, and then you can take some clay, and if your inferior vena cava is large enough, you can add a little coil and it will fit inside of the inferior vena cava, and it'll operate like a kickstand on a motorcycle, right? So look what I just did. I didn't score it on, but if I do, I'll set that back down in my little donut. Here, I'm gonna score this on. Two directions. Make sure that you wet the clay. You score in two different directions, and then you compress. Now I'm taking this piece off so that I can reach inside and support it on the inside and really get that compression. The compression is the stage that many students forget. A lot of people forget about it. They just score it and they get it wet. They don't really make those clay particles marry and push together. Okay, boom. Dun 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 dun. All right, so it can go in like this, and maybe your stand is going to look something like that. Probably nothing like this. Am I going to keep this as my stand? Probably not. I wanted to do like a balancing scale kind of thing, but this has potential. I might build off of this stand in the sideways direction. But what I want you to see is this. The heart fits inside this inferior vena cava. A part of the stand will go into the inferior vena cava. Now, if you have a really small inferior vena cava, maybe your inferior vena cava will go inside of the stand. You'll have a little tube that this can lock into. It's just nice if you can get more than one point of contact. If you can get even another point of contact on this, even all the better, right? So let's pull this out. Boom. See? I'll put that back in. Boom. Okay. These are the kind of things that I want you to consider. How is this going to be stable? when you put it in. When you put your heart on the stand, how is it going to be stable? How are you presenting your heart? What are you presenting forward? How is the stand going to be integrated into the heart as visually? Like what kind of language? Like if this was like a kind of a Super Mario Brothers kind of green pipe, then maybe I am gonna turn this into piranha plant-esque. I'll have piranha plant type-esque imagery. Maybe piranha plants coming out of these little guys, and maybe these guys look like the green pipes too. And then I could have like little Super Mario Brothers characters all over the heart, right? Maybe I could have some of the I don't know, the Goombas or whatever, the other Koopa Troopas, something like that, right? I'm just riffing. These are some ideas that you can use. Hopefully that will help your understanding of a stand. Make it secure, make it integrated, make it interesting. It's going to be part of the sculpture, right? Just because it has a function doesn't mean it's not part of the sculpture, okay? So, hope that helps you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions, or you can you know, shoot me an email or something. You guys are doing a great job. Your hearts are looking great. Really impressed by them, and keep on rocking. Thanks guys. Bye.